Okay. Hey.
Hey.
How you doing?
I'm good.
Welcome to another, couples conversation.
Yeah, I kind of like this with the 1 week off, 1 week on.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. How about you?
Guess what? We're sitting in different positions.
Did you notice that, guys? He's there.
Yeah. Makes it,
We'll mix it up a little.
well, my neck was getting tight.
Was it?
Yeah, so I needed to switch it up.
So it's when you get tight like that,
Yeah.
then you just have the wifey give you a little rub,
A little massage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, honey, I worked hard today at this couple's combo. Can you rub my neck?
Well, or if my wife's like, you're looking at the screen. I'm like, well, I wanted to see if anybody was watching.
Well, we always want to see that.
Yeah.
But,
So
look at your neck
now
all
this
night.
way it's easier for me.
Oh, it's easier for your
Maybe
neck?
in my right eye.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
And I'm a righty, so.
So we were sitting in the wrong positions the whole time.
The whole time.
The whole time. So
That could have really messed up with our flow.
yes. So it looks like the weather's breaking.
It does. It's nice. It's warm.
It's
I actually didn't even
spring.
wear a jacket today.
So isn't love in the air in the spring?
Sometimes, yes.
Sometimes.
That's what they say.
You said sometimes. When did you get married? What month?
February.
Oh, so
It is cold.
you're used to it. You're cold.
Yeah.
It kind of matches, right?
Right. It happens. I think the last time we talked about me being like an ice queen.
Yes.
So, yeah.
So there you go.
So
I got
it's-
married in the fall.
So you like kind of like
Yes, in the fall.
crisp, but not cold.
Yeah, crisp but not cold.
Mm.
Definitely going into cold.
Like a little edge.
Yes. And I'm a summer baby, so yeah, August.
Okay.
So yeah. So we may incorporate a new game today. Just may do it.
All right.
But we've got some interesting questions to go over. Just kind of questions that happened during the week
Yeah.
that we felt just compelled that we had to discuss.
Absolutely.
So we're going to discuss those today, and then we may have the game, because you know what's happening.
Yeah.
What is it?
The game?
Yes.
What's happening right now?
season.
Baseball season's about to
Baseball
start.
season, so I have a
Yeah.
game.
Isn't that like around April 4th-ish?
Yes, I think it's next. I think it's the end of March.
Okay.
End of March
Okay.
starts.
Okay.
So,
All right.
first question is: How do you know your relationship has potential?
It's a really good question. Because I think a lot of people think they have potential, and they really don't, because they base it on a lot of superficial things.
Like what?
Oh, we like the same movies. Oh, he likes the same food that I like. Oh, he went here, and he did this, and I did the same thing, and whatever. That's all crap.
But those are good things.
They're good, but in the end, they're crap, because those things fade. You have to know.
Or you won't like the same movies or the same food?
You will, but they fade. They're not really sustaining. You know what I mean? They're not something you can really sink your teeth into.
Okay.
I mean, I think to understand the two of you and to know if you have potential, you really have to get to the core of who you are as a being. So it really takes a lot deeper conversations. It's more about just what your likes and dislikes are now at this point in your life. It's really a culmination of what you've gone through in your life thus far, and where do you plan on going in your life, and is that person, going on that same trajectory?
Okay.
Are they on that same path? Do they want the same things that you want? Do you have similar views of the world? Do you have similar views of family and religion and children? And and if you guys can agree on 8 out of 10 things, then you could say you have potential.
8 out of 10.
Yeah.
What are those 8 out of 10? There could be that. There's the one. Could be those 2 that could be the deal breaker.
Usually not.
You don't think so?
No.
So, I mean, imagine, I know there's relationships that were great, but they got divorced because one of them said they didn't want to have kids.
So here we go. If you're talking and you're having those deep conversations early on, you would know that one person didn't want to have kids already, because those conversations would have already come up.
You hope.
Well,
I think some people have changed their mind.
some people can.
Yeah, they
Change their mind.
say they want to have kids. Well, it's usually, and I think that only happens when the mom doesn't want to have the kids.
Oh, is that what it is?
I think a lot of times.
Okay.
Well, no, let me take that back. Because it can happen both ways.
It could.
As soon as the guy says he doesn't want to have kids, it's like, what?
Right. And then it's like, she's out.
She's out.
She's out. She's going to find somebody who's going to do it. But I think, again, you know, it could also be, you can also look at it as, if you have a woman who's extremely ambitious, and, you know, she says all these things up front about, I want to have kids, I want to do this, I want to get married, and then say, going back to your point now, I'm playing devil's advocate with myself. Then if she gets this great opportunity in her career, then yeah, I could see her saying, I don't have kids anymore because now I'm on the fast track to partner, or on the fast track to CEO. So then that could possibly change things. But then you'd have to look at where he is at that point and see, okay, with not having kids.
Which is funny, which is one of the things that came up.
Oh, yeah.
With millennials, they said they would give up. They'd give up having a relationship if they got a tremendous, is that why?
I know, I remember seeing some of that.
Yes.
And I remember seeing what I believe to be some of our more mature responders saying that they would say bye to the job, and that their family and their,
right,
you know, that part of their life was much more important.
How times have changed.
Yeah. Millennials, they just don't know that. They just
How
don't know.
times, well, you know, hey, look, we're giving them trophies, so.
We get them trophies, but
Give them trophies.
in the end, they
So,
don't.
you know, that's just the thing that they wanna, but potential though, I mean, if we're getting to those things we're talking about kids and stuff like that, I mean, you pass the potential stage.
Right.
You should have a good idea.
I mean, there should be some basic chemistry.
Yeah, you should have some idea that this is somewhere. If you're getting to those questions.
Right. There's got to be a basic chemistry first to get to that question.
Okay, but what does that look like?
I don't know.
What does that look like?
I mean, it just looks like there's never awkward silences, in a sense. You guys always have something to talk about. There's, you enjoy spending time together.
Right, okay.
You enjoy one another's families, because families are crazy.
Families, okay.
Families are crazy. So if you can get along with each other's family, then that's potential right there.
Okay.
Because families could be a deal breaker. I know mine would be.
Okay.
But, but I mean, so yeah, that would be like the potential. Like, does he look like he could stick around, or does this girl look like she's going to stick around? And then,
Right.
you know, especially if something happens early on in a relationship,
Right.
how they react to that.
Especially with the generation we're dealing with now, and the way they meet,
Right.
Tinder and
This would be different.
Facebook and all
Right.
those things. How do you think they disseminate that someone has potential?
That's really hard. I mean, because when you put it in an app and you're swiping because this person's attractive, and then this one says, oh, you have a prospect who's a half a mile away from you right now. Would you want to hook up? And then they both pick yes, and then they meet, and then it's creepy to me. That's very creepy. But I mean, there are some people that have love at first sight, and there are some people who,
Yes.
I mean, look at your story about that meeting your wife, seeing her across the table.
Right.
You know, so there are people that do that. But
So maybe that's they have to start asking questions soon.
right, you have to ask questions sooner, and you have to dig deep
Dig deep sooner. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's tough. That's
It
a
is
tough thing
tough.
to do.
But if
you got to really
do
know.
it.
That means you got to really know yourself.
Yeah.
Know what you want. I think a lot of that they don't know what they want.
Right.
And so if you don't really know what you want,
Then be on
and
Tinder.
you don't ask the right questions,
Be on Tinder.
then
You can date anybody all day long.
I mean, you could be on Tinder, because that's just the game, the way
Right.
it's played now. But you have to make sure you answer your right questions.
Right.
Otherwise, you'll be Tinderized, Tenderoni
You'll
for a
be
minute.
Tenderoni
You'll
for
be
life.
Tenderoni for a long time. Okay.
You're always going to be a tenderoni, never a wife.
Okay, so there you go. That's
There you go.
that one.
That's
That's
that
that
one.
one. Okay. Let's do what was the question for the weight one?
Oh.
Yes.
So the question I think you put on Couples Combo was, have you lost, gained, or remained the same
Yes.
the weight
Yes.
since you got married? And I think my response was, it just depends, because weight doesn't necessarily have to do with marriage. It could be genetics, you know, it could be an illness. And it just, you know, and then if you have kids, it's always hard to lose weight after kids.
Or if we could take the genetics.
Why?
Take those out of it.
But why?
Or the illness side. The illness.
Out?
Yeah. Because you're more likely, if you are ill, you are ill, possibly going to gain weight or not.
But as you said, since you got married, so all these things come into play. You can't take anything off the table. Are you just saying, all right, so if you want to be clear about it, then you could say, has the marriage caused you to gain stability or lose weight or get ill? Woo, some marriages can make you sick. Some can. No, I mean, personally for myself, I think when I got married, I was thinner and I stayed thin for a really long time. And then I had my daughter and I was still thin. Then I had my son. He caused me to blow up. And then I just got comfortable and I became like the soccer mom and running the kids around and doing everything like that. And then I just got to a point where I was unhappy looking at myself. And then I said, okay, I'm going to lose the weight again. So then I took it on myself. But I think everybody goes through stages. You know, you go through stages in life. And your partner and you may gain weight together, you may lose weight together.
Yeah, okay.
You know, it just depends. Stresses of work, stresses of marriage, stresses of the kids, stresses of your own life. So, you know, they can be going through independent issues on their own and gain weight and just not, you know, they can be depressed, they can be anxious, they can be.
See, it's more individual. But I think but in essence, the marriage, so let's say if you're not on the same accord, then yes, that means because you individuals didn't take that into account, where you held your spouse accountable.
Right.
So the marriage could, in essence, have made you gain weight because now you are not, you don't think of your spouse the same way,
right?
Or you're not connecting the same way. So therefore, you're like, look, I'm just gonna do me. I don't care if I gain weight. And it's like, as opposed to, look, oh honey, you look like you gained a little bit, but you know what's going on, or when you notice, or I want to make sure that I'm living optimally, not just for me,
right,
but for my spouse as well. Okay. So I know that, because I know in my marriage initially that I had gained on some weight, maybe it wasn't comfortability, right. And I was like, whoa, because you can't be, this is my thing, you can't be short like that too.
No, you can't.
That's a tough one.
It's really hard.
That's a tough one.
Really, really
for a man. For both,
for a man.
So it can be a little challenging,
right?
Especially if you're in your relationship.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I always say. People have different things. That's just my opinion. But
right.
I'm not criticizing anyone out there.
Right.
So I think if you get to that point, there's something going on. And
right.
You should be able to hold your spouse accountable. But like, is there, as a touch point, what's going on? How do you feel? Not putting too much butter in those
biscuits.
Biscuits, yeah. Too much. Then we need to cut back,
right?
Because
right.
I think you want to maintain,
right?
Especially as you get older.
Yeah.
Because that can start to be a real challenge,
right?
Health-wise.
Yeah. Well, especially when you get older, because then you have a lot of different ailments that can come just from being overweight, and I'm not just talking about like diabetes or anything like that, but it's just, you move slower, so then you're more prone to falling, and there's bones are more brittle, so there's a lot of different things that can happen when you get older if you're not agile,
right?
We'll say.
Yeah. Do you exercise?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
And Laz, he exercises?
He does.
Oh, okay.
But he has that natural metabolism.
Oh, he does?
Yeah. It just.
Look at that. I love it. Love that. Wakanda.
I cannot believe you.
Yes. Come on now. He's got vibranium.
Yeah.
Vibranium in his food.
He does. He's got all that. He has that. So, he has that natural metabolism. But, but no, there was a time that it did look like he was putting on some weight, and I made a statement to him and I said, hey, put on a little bit around the belly, and he was just like, I gotta start, I haven't exercised in a while. And I said, okay, I'm just
a little statement, right?
Yeah, because, all this man does is drink tea.
Oh, okay.
And have bread in the morning, then he'll eat like jerk chicken at night. So I'm like, how are you gaining like all this weight? You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? Like, it's crazy.
Oh, wow. He doesn't deviate from the food, just jerk chicken and bread?
I mean, he'll eat some African food, but, like kinky.
That makes the grocery bill quite nicely.
No, because I have a son who loves to eat eggs.
Oh, other stuff. Yeah.
That boy grazes. He's a grazer. He'll eat everything in 5 minutes and then come back to me. I'm hungry.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, I did mention it to him at one point, and then I think my husband, once I said to him, does this make me look heavy? And I think his comment was, well, if you're heavy, you're heavy.
Oh,
That was his
oh, okay.
So I said, thanks, I feel great now going back to
Yes.
work. I
Yeah.
feel heavy, so I'm going to think about that. So, and I thought about it, and I said, yeah, I think I'm getting a little heavy. And it was, I had been stagnant for a while, so
Okay. That's an interesting response, though.
yeah, that's him.
Oh, okay.
That's how he was.
So it wasn't a direct, it was kind of an indirect.
It was kind of an
Type
indirect, hey, yeah.
Like, if you are, you
If
are.
you are, you are. So if you want to do something about it, do something about
That's pretty,
it. Annoying, yes.
that's annoying.
Yeah, it's very annoying. Just say it.
No, I was gonna say, that was pretty good on his part.
No,
No.
I don't
you were
like that. Just
you
be
were
direct.
Just be direct.
100%.
That's the whole personality thing. We
Yeah.
didn't talk about those things. So, all right. So the next one, if you had to renew your marriage contract, because there was an article about renewing
Right.
marriage contracts, and there was a little bit of controversy. What instead of just saying would you do it, what provisions would you put in?
What provisions would you put in it? I'm gonna have you answer first.
Oh yeah, me answer.
Yes.
Oh
I'm
man.
tired of answering first. Let's have your ideas come out first.
Okay. Um, I don't really know what provisions I'd put in. Probably let me know your pet peeves in advance. That would be a good one.
That's a good provision.
Excuse me. Yes.
That would be too hard
Hard
for me because it would be pages.
because it's my things that I may get upset about are not
Right.
what Priscilla would get mad about. And I'm like, what is this? Where's this coming from?
Right.
Why are you upset about this? So I think I don't think you really know someone's pet peeves until they come up. You're not going to say, one, we're not going to ask because we really may not necessarily want to know,
Just don't care.
and until they come up.
Mm.
So it's like, where's this coming from? Like, let's say bugs or, we pet peeve about bugs, or no, I don't want to see this or that, or,
Right.
And I remember, like her cleanliness thing she's a much higher level than I was. And I think maybe, I don't know if that's women in general.
Not all of it.
Her cleanliness thing isn't, so what my thing is for may think is clean, hers isn't. It's like,
Right.
oh, that's not clean.
Right.
And so I do remember when I was home with Nicholas, and I was like, oh, I did clean up a little.
You were proud of yourself.
Yeah, I was proud. I was like, and she's like, what'd you do all day? And I would be like so hurt, like, what did I do all day? And so I think I still do it. Like, if I know if I'm home and I know if things dirty, and she gets home much later, and try to straighten things out
Nice.
in the level
That
she would like, and so that the big problem with that now is trying to get the boys to adjust to that, get to that level, and they ain't even got there yet.
No, they're young.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
they're not young. It's like, come on.
And they're boys.
And so that gets to be like, so I just do it myself most of the time, and that's not necessarily good either.
No,
Because they're not teaching them anything, and they need to get to that level.
Mhm.
They need to get to that level, and so yeah, definitely pet peeves, because I think it'd be good to at least share those so she know what mine were,
Right.
what hers were. Good to know those ahead of time. Let's see. Sex can always be the issue. You can always throw that on there. Set number of times throughout the
Per
years,
week or
forever.
we're gonna do it this day.
That's right.
No.
That waivers throughout marriage.
Yeah, but then there's no spontaneity. I'm not putting that in the contract. Because then that's binding, and if I want to get out of it, I gotta do some legal.
Legally?
I want to get out of it.
Get your lawyer?
I'll do it myself. I'm good like that.
You're a lawyer now?
Yeah, I'll do what I have to do in the moment. That's it. All right,
But you can have spontaneity in
I know, just listen.
what's it say?
In the sexual concept.
Yeah, you can have spontaneity in. I can't think of the word right now, but in the normal
Routine.
Routine. There you go.
There you go.
You can have spontaneity in routine.
Mhm.
Of course, it's just it's a surprise. You gotta make it interesting. You gotta be a little creative.
In the routine.
In the routine, that's right.
Mhm.
You go to work every day, right?
Yeah.
That's routine.
Yeah.
Don't you add some creativity?
Never.
You do the same thing all the time.
All
You go
the
to work the same way,
Same way,
place.
all the time, same place.
You need to work on that.
That's just what it is.
Because I don't go to work the same way, and it's 15 minutes from work. I go different ways.
Yeah, that's
So it kind of just adds.
There's no other way for me to get into the city but just.
Oh, absolutely not.
Mhm.
I
I'm
disagree.
not taking the path. I'm not driving in myself. So it's New Jersey Transit or bus.
No, but you could drive here and take the ferry.
I'm saying no daggone ferry.
Why not?
From Jersey City?
Yeah,
No,
but that's another way to get
because
to
it doesn't
work.
put me where I need to be.
So what? But you could do it differently if you wanted, if you chose to.
And add more time to my day, negative. No.
That's you. But I'm just saying you could do it, and you may have to get a different perspective on work,
Maybe.
or a different perspective on your day.
Maybe.
You never know what could happen.
Be a whole new person.
Yeah, you're just a whole new person. You never know. You meet somebody interesting, someone that's gonna sign that singing contract.
Give out 50 hugs a day.
There you go. Right?
No. So, no.
Oh, you brought up the hug thing, so we're gonna touch upon the hug thing
We'll touch upon it later.
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 Oh,
Later.
wait. Okay, so let's see. The last is, before we get to our game, do you feel comfortable sharing your desires with your spouse?
That's a great question. So, me personally, I don't do it.
You don't do it.
I don't do it.
How come?
That's just not me.
So you have desires that you don't share.
Right, sometimes.
So you have desires that you're not fulfilling at this moment?
Probably.
Uh-huh.
Probably. I mean, and it's just, I think it goes back to the way you were raised. Like in our house, we didn't, nobody ever talked about sex. Sex was taboo. We were devout Roman Catholics, so you didn't talk about sex.
It doesn't just have to be about that either.
Right, but no, I mean, but it's desires about all kinds of things. But I think and that's what I said. I said, when it depends on the desires that you're talking about. Like if I'm talking about the desires that I want to buy a house in the next 5 years, I can talk about that. I can talk about the desire to buy a new car, those things, yes. But if you talk about truly personal desires, like making sure my business grows in the next 2 years, or completing my book in the next year, or things like that, it's very difficult sometimes for me to expound on that, and that's just, I think, because of things that we go through in life as individuals, and there might be the fear of rejection or the fear of judgment. Judgment is a big one. People don't like to be judged. And then, in a lot of relationships, a lot of the issues, I'm not talking about desires, I think part of what I said in my answer was, when you don't speak about desires, then you have a lot of baseless resentment, because you resent the other individual for not fulfilling the desires that you have, but it's baseless because you can't resent them because you've never shared it with them. So that's what really starts tearing away at the relationship, because nobody's learned how to communicate those desires. So you have to get to a place in your relationship where you feel comfortable enough to speak about all of your desires. And so that comes with time, and that comes with, self-awareness. It's not necessarily a couple thing at that part.
Yeah, but that means what you have to be willing to share, or willing to open. That means,
and it's a self thing. It's not a.
That
it's
means
not a couple thing.
You're being closed at this
Right.
moment.
Yeah.
And so.
But that's what.
So yeah, I think I'm not. So I've been open, been able to share, been able to share my desires. And I do think the things, if I don't share, it does have to deal with me not living up to desires that I have.
Right.
Because you want your spouse or partner to be, I guess, proud.
Right.
But you don't want to be closed off either.
Right. True, but that's why I say it's a self thing. You have to. It takes a lot of self-awareness, and until you get to that point, it's going to be very difficult for an individual to share their true desires. They might share a little bit,
So
but
you
they're
might
not going to share a lot.
aware.
But you have to be more aware.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
And your partner.
Right.
So do you think most of the time partners can share their desires? Is that a tough thing? Do you think that's tough to share in general?
I think it is because, like what I was saying in general, because it comes down to a fear of rejection, a fear of judgment. Your desires, you feel your desires are your desires and they're special to you for a reason. But you fear that they might not mean anything to somebody else, and somebody might laugh at what your desires are because they might not think it's anything at all. And then now you feel crushed.
Yeah, I think that's tough.
You know what I mean?
Because it's funny, that question, not too many people answer that question.
Yeah, it was a very
sparse.
Yeah.
And not that I expected people to answer, but
right.
I thought it was going to be it's a very thoughtful one to consider, that we have to somehow, why are we getting married then if we can't open enough to share?
Right. But I think people get married because they believe that they're going to be able to be open enough to share, that they believe ultimately the person that they're marrying is going to be the one that they can do that with. And I think whatever they go through in their daily lives, together and separately, because let's not forget, even though you're getting married, you're still an individual. So you do have this life together, but you still have you as a person. And so whatever you're going through, whatever you're thinking, whatever, you've experienced, you're still bringing that into the marriage. So whatever fear you had about the desire prior to getting married isn't going to just disappear because now you have somebody. It might even actually increase because now you want to make sure that this desire is worthy of the two of you. You're bringing another person into that.
But that will help enrich your marriage more.
It can, but for some people it's very scary because they're not sure if it'll
help. Is the marriage scary anyway?
Yeah.
But I think we focus too much on, okay, are we going to get to the thing? Are we going to be able to get to that house? Are we going to be able to raise these children?
Right.
Are we going to be able to retire? Or am I going to be able to get that promotion so I can? So we focus on those things.
Right.
Or the mundane stuff, but not necessarily the stuff that's deep down.
Right. Because I think we feel like if we get to the mundane things and we do get the promotion and we do get the house and we do raise the kids and we have the car, then ultimately once we get there, the status symbols that we need, then we'll be able to get to the desires. And by that time, it can be too late.
Mm.
And then to bring it up at that point, the husband or the wife might feel like it's pointless because the time has already slipped away from them.
But it's funny because, business or whatever is focused on desire. So there's the needs and the wants, but then the desire. So, we talk about business, supposed to satisfy the desire part. So, you don't just want a phone, you want an iPhone.
Right.
I
never want an iPhone.
I want an iPhone because of, because the new commercial now, the facial recognition.
Yeah.
Or like you can just look at the screen and it can buy something. Like that's crazy to me. But for some people that meets the desires of simplicity or whatever I see I get.
Right.
Which is fascinating to me. But so we can focus on those things we desire, but we can't focus on our inner desires.
Yeah.
The inner ones that are really gonna matter.
Because somewhere along the line, we've convinced ourselves that what we truly, truly, truly want is not important to what else we have to do.
Mm.
That's what I think. That's what I've always thought. Because there's always a bigger goal. There's always a bigger objective. There's always a bigger plan. There's always something else that has to be done.
So do you think if we did know our partner's desires, our marriages would be better?
I would think that, yes, they would have the room to improve.
Okay.
Because it's not always just the desires that keep a marriage from being great. It's not always just not knowing the desires.
Not knowing doesn't make it great.
Right. I'm not saying that that's just one component of maybe why
Right.
marriage isn't great, but it's not
But
the only component.
But how would it be great if someone that you could align yourself with? Because if you're not telling your spouse, then you're not telling anybody.
Right.
If you could align yourself, someone could be on your side to act as your champion,
Mm-hmm.
may help you to get to where you want to go sooner.
Right.
I mean, granted, you should be talking to the Lord, or at least see talking to the Lord about your desires.
Exactly.
And then you will fulfill the desires of your heart. So,
Right.
But since God gave, I mean, we're really getting deep,
now,
but if God provided you this partner,
correct.
In essence, God is in the relationship.
Yeah.
So you should be able to speak to your partner about these things, and it will not be met in the judgment and your partner through God can use that person to help you get to where you want to go.
You can. But there's also many, many stories in the Bible where we've had people that were very close to Jesus that betrayed Jesus as well. So there's also, not everybody who's in your boat is there to help you. And not everybody in your boat is there to help you row the boat. They're also there to help you sink.
That's true. But I know we're going off in the tangent.
Right. But so what I'm
Jesus knew all that.
Right. But what I'm basically saying is you can have a cheerleader at home for one thing.
Okay.
But then there's other areas that they're still not.
Oh, I see.
You understand what I'm saying?
Just for one thing, but not necessarily
correct.
Needing all the other things.
Right. So for one component, they could be great. Like, this is my champion. They cheer me on. They're great. But that X, Y, and Z is not coming through as of yet. Like, we can cheer me on for this, or she can cheer me on for this, but we're not intimate, but we're not as close as we need to be, or,
Right.
There's other areas. So it can help you start a path to having a great marriage, but it wouldn't be the only thing that would give you a great marriage.
Gotcha.
That's what I would say.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right.
That's pretty deep, though.
Yeah, I'm a pretty deep person.
I'm at that whole discussion. I mean, I know you're deep.
Yeah, but it came from you, so that means
it came from you.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm deep. It came from you, so I wrote that out. I brought it out.
All right.
I'm saying.
You're the deep one today.
I'm just saying.
Titanic.
Hey, just call it what it is. I'm deep.
Okay. Let's see. So that's it for the questions, right?
Yeah, that's it.
So we're gonna. Wait, the hugs. No.
Oh, the hugs.
Yeah, get the hugs.
So what was I at? Like 1 hug a day?
I don't know if you were at one. Maybe half a hug.
I was at like 1.
Okay, 1 hug a day.
1 hug a day.
Gotcha.
So
have you gotten past the 1 hug?
Yeah. So I think I gave my daughter like 2 hugs the other day.
Just one day though. That does not count.
Why?
On average, have you gotten past 1 hug a day?
Not every day.
So we're up about 1.5.
Like 1.5. Because there's some days there's no hugs.
So then we're not at 2 hugs. We're at 1 hug still. 1 hug.
But I did 2 in a day. That's awesome.
That is awesome. But
awesome. 2 hugs in one day.
2 hugs. But you hug the same person.
Yeah.
So that you didn't spread it around. You have 3 other people in your house.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we need to spread the wealth.
But then last Friday I had to hug this girl who was leaving the job.
And how was that?
She hugged me like 5 times.
She hugged you. You didn't hug her.
Yeah, that was really hard.
Was it?
Yeah. First of all, I'm not.
Why though?
Because it's just.
Because you weren't gonna see her anymore.
I know, but I was
gonna hug. So you got. So why did she hug you 5 times?
Because she was gonna miss me, and she was grateful for the time that we had together.
So there's something that you have inside of you that she felt compelled.
Yeah.
To hug you, even though
I'm very magnetic. I get it.
But even though you don't give that off.
I know. I don't know what it is.
You don't know what it was?
I don't know.
But you were nice. So wow, that's even deeper now. Because you were nice enough to give the hug to a perfect stranger. She
gave me the hug.
Doesn't matter. But you can't get 5 hugs in the family.
I was a victim of the hugger.
No.
I was a victim of a serial hugger. She was a serial hugger that day.
A pound, or you could have been.
No, she just cornered me and boxed me in.
She boxed you in 5 times.
5 times.
No.
We were in.
I doubt it.
Yeah, it was 5 times. It was true.
Okay, so that means
She was a serial hugger.
your
that
family.
day.
We got to figure out how your family can box you in, so you can give them more than enough.
It's too much touching.
But you survived. You survived. You went to work the next day.
Well, the Saturday, the next day, sorry.
Well, Saturday you woke up.
Yeah, I did.
You were
I'm
not
still here.
Yeah, you were here. You know,
I
and
didn't die.
no deep
I didn't explode.
problems.
I don't know if there's no. We haven't decided if there's any deep problems.
So we got to figure out how to get to the hug.
That's another show.
Get to 2 hugs
A day?
a day.
It's too much.
2 hugs a day. You heard it here.
You heard it
2
here?
hugs a day.
Couples combo, 2 hugs a week.
So let's see. 34 minutes. We went longer than I thought.
Oh, okay, cool.
So you want to do the baseball game?
Baseball game. You start.
So there's a new game. In essence, you get to ask a question
Mm-hmm.
that you feel. I'm from the male side, and I'm answering for the men.
Okay.
Should answer,
Okay.
and I have to think of a question
Right.
for the females.
Okay. So go.
And if you don't answer, you get a strike.
Okay.
Three strikes you're out. You'll be declared the winner.
Oh,
If I get 3 strikes, you'll be the winner. Okay.
I'm trying to win.
You're trying to win.
Yep.
All right. So
Ask me a question.
you got okay?
I'm gonna answer them all.
You got to answer them all.
Yep.
Everyone.
Everyone.
Okay. We'll see.
Okay.
What is a woman's biggest frustration about men?
Maybe the toilet seat up.
They live in 42.
I'm kidding. No. I think that they don't move as fast as we do.
Oh, okay. Don't move as fast.
Yeah. I think that's the biggest frustration.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I'm sure. My son is slow too, and he's like nuts.
Yeah.
And I'm sure my wife's like, oh, let's go,
Yeah.
let's go.
I'm always spotted.
Always? Okay.
Always. Men don't move as fast as women.
Don't move. But why is that frustrating?
Because we move fast. We got things to do. We don't have time to wait for y'all to just like schlepping along. Like, ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah, but but everyone has their own pace. Like, we don't just say that when y'all moving fast. Hey, slow down.
Because you better never say slow down.
Why?
Because it's not allowed.
Sometimes sometimes the pace, you can forget things, or you get frustrated over things when, if you just slow down, you wouldn't be as frustrated.
No.
I disagree.
You can disagree how you want.
Okay, mine next.
Why is it that men always have to turn and watch a woman's rear end as she's walking by, even if they're with a woman?
Wow.
Ha!
I meant to take a strike on this one. I said may. I didn't say I would.
All right.
In essence, men are just visual people. Men are just visual. Yeah. Look, I'm gonna be honest. Men are just visual people, and they think they can do the sneak thing and do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I've done it, and I felt horrible for it. I think, but men are just visual people, and they see someone they think is attractive, and I don't know if it's necessarily a knock. It can be disrespectful. I don't think it's a knock of their love or anything. They're just like, oh, she's great. And I don't know if we can ever get to the point where we say, oh, where we're like, look, you look good. She looks good, right? Yeah. Right?
No, like that.
I don't think that, but why not? We should be able to.
I don't know.
We should be able to, because it doesn't conflict against, especially if you've been married a long time.
Yeah, I didn't lie to say that about some women.
Because do you have a team? Like, everybody has like a celebrity team who they think they will want to be
Lazarus
with.
Evermendez.
Oh, she's right. She's good.
Yeah, that's his guy.
So everybody has a celebrity team, right?
Yeah.
So in a marriage, you should be able to do that. So
Yeah. I guess because on my celebrity team, I've met all my celebrity team members.
Well, that's even worse, because you met the celebrity team, so you could be off with them.
I know. So.
Okay, we'll have to figure out who that team is.
Nobody will ever know my team.
So are women ultimately satisfied with the men that they're with?
Well, that's a tough one because now you're asking me to answer for all women.
Well, I had to answer for all men. So therefore, you're answering for all women.
I would say.
Because you've had your lady conversations, lady combos.
Yes, I have. Lady
so and I'm sure that comes up.
It does. And I would have to say that women on a whole are probably about 85% satisfied with them.
85%.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah. And that's on average of all the lady combos.
Gotcha. And the 15%? Why aren't they satisfied?
Because there's something within their relationship that they're not doing.
That they're not happy.
Right.
That they're not doing. So it just makes it completely bad?
No, it just makes that part of the relationship not satisfied. So that's why they're 85% satisfied and not 100% satisfied.
Okay, all right.
Got it?
Got it.
Mm.
Why are you trying to see through me to see what question I won't answer?
That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get to the question.
We may have to just do one strike.
All right.
I know you. You're going to go to the death on all of them.
I will go to the death because I'm competitive. Let's see. What can I ask that woman? Okay. Why is it if a man has a woman at home who is fulfilling him in all ways, does he still feel the need to go out and find another woman? Ladies, I'm asking you questions. Take note. Yes, please. Go, lady.
All right. This is my opinion.
Okay.
I don't know fact.
Okay.
There's probably a few things.
Okay.
One, even though they're being fulfilled, there isn't one part of it that they're not being fulfilled. It might be the respect thing. Somehow, in that, even though, especially sexually, they may be fulfilled sexually, but then they don't respect, and that's where and then they get it elsewhere. 1, 2, because he probably can. 2, because he can, and feels that everything will remain solid until it does not.
Because men are so good at lying and everything.
I wouldn't say that.
Yeah. Because it'll
You're
never.
trying to throw that in softball. Yeah. You're next. And they are just bad. They're just disrespectful. Think that she's gonna be there. She's gonna stay no matter what.
I get it.
No matter what. But those are just my opinion. I don't know if that's what to say.
My opinion is that they just need to feel like they still have it. That they can go out and get anybody. You need to feel that when she's gone. They got that.
But that means you're talking about older men now.
I'm talking about any kind of man. They need to, because when you're in a relationship, you're in a relationship. So however long you've been in a relationship, you might still want to feel like, hey, do I still have the ability to pick up somebody?
Yeah, but that's okay. But that would be in a one-nighter type situation.
I wasn't talking about a lifelong affair. I was just saying going out and getting another woman.
But but you don't you think you still want to feel like you have it? Men, women don't feel that way.
I know I have it all the time.
Oh, okay.
So I don't have to feel like.
Yeah, we may not get strike on this.
I don't think we will. Because I think I'm gonna.
Yeah, we don't have that much time.
No, yeah.
We don't have all day.
But they were good.
2 hours. 2-hour marathon. Just extra innings.
That might be like something for like a weekend session.
Oh, you're gonna answer every question.
I would answer. Well, I don't know.
I have to come from really.
You'd have to go on something.
It'd be really personal.
Right.
Oh, here we go. I got you.
You do?
Yes, I do.
You do? You think?
So, what are your desires?
We talked about my desires.
No, we did not.
We did.
No, you didn't. You
On the
said,
last show when I talked about my book, my business.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Sorry.
Dang, okay.
I'll give you another shot.
So I thought that would be one because you said you wouldn't share your desires.
Right. Yeah.
That's what you said. So
I
I'm like,
did.
oh, I gotcha. Because you said you wouldn't share.
I know.
So you lied to me.
No, because I don't really share with him about my book or my
Share with
business.
him.
Yeah.
But you would share it with our. Look at that.
See, they're special.
Wow.
Call him up. That's his number. You want me to call him? I'll give you a
No, that's okay.
See, I'll give you another shot. Give me another question.
No.
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 Yeah.
No. I have to bring in relief.
Yeah.
I thought I had it there.
You're gonna have to throw the game, forfeit.
Yeah.
I win by forfeiture.
No. Forfeit. It's just a tie.
No, it's okay. I won.
How can you say you won?
Because you gave up. You brought in a relief.
Well, like you said, they call a time due to darkness.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's just a tie until you get to play another. We'll continue this
All right.
at another time.
All right. Next couples combo.
Yeah, next we'll come.
Pick it
We'll
up.
pick it
Yeah.
up.
All right.
So think of some
You better
questions.
think of some
I
good
will.
questions because I got good ones
You got good ones.
right off the dome.
Any other time you don't have questions, now you have questions
Done.
because it's just about wanting to win.
Yes. You got to put the right perspective on
All
it.
you do is win.
That's it.
Okay.
All I do is win, and never stop.
All right. Well, that concludes today.
Bye, guys.
Hope you guys enjoyed. Feel free to leave a comment. If it goes well, share with others. Have them join a couples conversation Facebook page.
Yes.
And we like doing this when we do meet. Okay.
Yeah.
So have a good weekend, everybody.
Have a great
Enjoy the
weekend.
weather. For all you March Madness fans, enjoy. Have a good night.
Bye, guys.